Hello, internet. Welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Curveballs. If you've ever watched this show, you know how we start them all off with we show our gratitude to the military, past and present, foreign and domestic, all the first responders. Thank you guys. We back the blue here, so thank you to our police officers, everybody that keeps us safe. What do you guys want to get going with? Everybody's here.
Well, there's a lot of action. A lot of action on. NBA playoffs are in full swing. Baseball season is really starting to kind of see what teams are going to be around for the long haul, and the pretenders are starting to fall back, and hockey playoffs are getting ready to start. So lots of stuff going on.
And don't forget the fucking NFL draft starts on Thursday, boys.
That's right.
This upcoming week. I mean, there's
Yes,
a lot going on, man. You pick it. I got to start off with. I got to show you guys this. I think I've done it before with this brewery, but if you can see that, this is just a growler. They call it a growler, and that's from Two Bassett Brewery up in White Sulphur. We had to go to the property yesterday, and always have to stop into this brewery. It's a really good brewery. Well, they had their Doppelbock, which a box style beer is just German. But Doppel in German means double, so it's double. It's a heavy beer, and this one I think is over 8%, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's what I'm drinking. I want to get that out of the way. That's a Doppelbock. Yes,
that's dark. That looks like a Pepsi.
Looks like motor oil in a glass is what it looks like. But super good taste, man. Doppelbocks are really good, but you got to be careful because they are higher octane. It's like having an Imperial IPA. They double everything up, man. So that ABV goes way through the roof. Alcohol by volume. So yeah. So hopefully I can make it through this hour. But that's what I'm drinking.
Honestly, I didn't know what ABV meant. I've seen that. I've never known what it meant until just right now. So thank you, Lee.
Alcohol by volume.
Yeah. I did not know what it meant. I just knew like the higher it was. I knew it was alcohol something.
It's just alcohol volume, buddy. That's it.
Oh.
No, who's been watching? Yeah, who's been watching the what you're putting down there, which looks like one of your mainstay Busch Lights is probably about 4%, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're 4 point something.
Yeah, so not too crazy.
Honestly,
to get himself a buckskin. That's actually buckskins are 5%, Jimmy. They're 5%.
Yeah, they're
a
good way, they're a good way to start the morning for sure.
Well, I was thinking we should maybe we should change the name of this to Coughing and Curveballs on account of what time it is.
Yeah, yeah. I got another special treat for the set today for the show.
All right.
Good God!
All right. It's pink.
Yeah,
it's girly, it's fruity.
Red until I mix it, but so it's just pump or brakes on it being pink. All right, so I got a little bit of a strawberry margarita mix. Okay,
yeah, no,
I poured that in a glass, and I got some Tanteo jalapeno tequila, agave, right? Ugh. And I put that in a blender with a little bit of ice. I got it right here. I'm going to take a sip and see how it is. Oh man, I feel like everything I make is amazing, but it's really good.
I disagree.
It's because it's not paranormal, man. It's because it's a shit you like. Right.
That's not fruity, pink.
For anybody that's interested, mark my words. If you go ahead and throw some watermelon, margarita mix and jalapeno tequila in a glass, you can thank me later. Good stuff. Yes, sir.
I'm just fucking glad you didn't bust out that White Claws again, because we might have to ban you. So,
hey man, listen.
But
good stuff, man. I mean, you can knock it, but if you try, you'll love it. I'm just saying.
And the good news is to anyone out there that's watching, we record this on Sunday mornings, ladies and gentlemen. So put that in the back of your head when you see what we're drinking, because it might play in a little bit on our choices.
Or
but
in some cases, what we're not drinking, because it is Sunday morning.
Man, it's yeah. Right. I feel like deep inside your souls, you're wishing you had one of these watermelon jalapeno, margaritas in a glass right now.
I'll pass for sure. Hey, Jim, you think the Nuggets can repeat this year?
Oh, absolutely. I think they're the best. You put them out there, they're the best starting five.
I agree.
So-
They're just not
And they
deep
just-
though. They don't
but-
get much off the bench is the problem.
So
Yeah, I
I'm
mean-
glad you brought that up, Lee, because it's something I want to talk to you guys about the Nuggets, how scary they are. So, and Antonio Davis and LeBron had great games last night. Great games. Both of them basically balled out, right? And outside of having like historically career games, which they could have, that's only going to happen like maybe once in the series. So if they can play better, they can play better by much because they both had great games. And they got beat. They were down by as many as 19, 20. And the Nuggets didn't even really play that well last night. There was a lot of guys in our team that are usually money every single game that were missing shots that they make every single game. So
It was a tale of two halves though, because even LeBron was phenomenal in the first half. The second half, not so much, man. And that could, rely on Denver's switching things up defensively, but
I mean, they still beat them by 11.
the Nuggets in the first half versus the Nuggets in the second half. That's where they weren't scared at all, man. They're just like, fuck, don't worry, guys. We got this shit. We'll get there. I think they are the team to beat.
And that's what
How
I mean about the best starting five, because they've been together for so long. I mean,
So
They're
just on their starting five, you guys know I don't watch a ton of basketball, but how about Aaron Gordon? What like a career 180 going to the Nuggets, right? He was a big time dunker, right, for the Magic.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
like he was a high flyer. That's what everybody knew him. Dunk contests and stuff.
Yeah.
And dude, he's turned into an awesome basketball player.
Yeah, he's really good.
AG is.
It helps.
I really like him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because that's what
you know,
I've always
honestly-
thought. Like he's their starter. He's their starting power forward.
I think the biggest threat to the Nuggets, at least in the West right now, is Minnesota. Minnesota went out and just absolutely took Phoenix Suns, a really good team, man. Took them behind the
KD at
woodshed
31.
and made it look like, I mean, Phoenix would go on a run and then Minnesota would just shut that run down and go on three more runs. I mean, it's just Minnesota looks like they're going to be a really big test for Denver. That should be a great series.
I mean, is the MVP right now in the playoffs? I mean, obviously they are, because you got to have, a team to get that award. But I mean, SGA, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, don't doubt either one.
Well,
Yep.
so and
And then
Jokic,
you still got Jokic.
yeah. I mean, so you got those three right there, and then who is it? Doncic from Dallas. Did they make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's their top four vote getters right there.
Yeah,
I
and the only reason Embiid isn't is because they put that, minimum games
Right.
Right.
played in there for the MVP. But Embiid still
Joel
in the
Embiid,
playoffs.
he's been banged up a lot, man. I feel bad for him because he is a freaking beast when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And he's been banged up a lot. I don't know. I think who you got out of the East then? Because you should say my Boston Celtics. I mean, I
think it's
that's
Boston
where
and the rest of the conference. I mean,
Yeah,
really?
that's where I'd go with that. I'd definitely the Celtics. I think the only people that can score with them is Indiana, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Indiana is
Fucking score.
Yeah, they can light it up quick. The thing about Boston, when you start getting into the statistics, Boston had the highest point differential in the NBA. Their defense was number one, and I think their offense was number two in the entire NBA. So I mean, it's not just you're not just talking about talented players. You're talking about they play great defense and they're really really efficient offensively speaking. So they're going to be a haul for anybody. But you're right, Jim. I think Indiana, man, the way those guys can put numbers up, if they get into a scoring contest with Indiana, that could be a great game.
It will be a great game. I was amazed every time. It seemed like every time I turned around and looked at the scores, Indiana was putting up 145, 150.
Isn't that crazy?
Who's that
Fucking
big
crazy.
power forward they got that is just a beast? He gets 15 boards a game. It seems like every time, 25 points.
Well, the kid, The
I
kid,
don't know.
the one kid that I know for sure on that is that Halliburton.
Okay,
Halliburton.
so I'm thinking of
Yeah,
somebody else.
he was an all-star.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. See, he's really good, but they got another guy on that team. I think he plays for Indiana. That is just a. I mean, every time I look at the board, he's got. At the stat sheet, he's got 25 points, 15 boards, 6 assists. Big white guy from. I don't know where he's from. He's good though. He's
Don't
really
do any race baiting now, Patrick. Big
well.
white guy.
Okay, but
Come
if I say
on.
he's white, then that kind of narrows it down just a little bit.
Right.
Not in
It
the
does.
not in the NBA, dude. There's lots of different kinds of whites in the NBA.
Yeah, well, that's Yeah,
There's
I-
like the European ones,
and,
Right?
and the end,
That's-
right?
that's
And
fair.
it, right?
That's fair.
pretty
Canadian
much it.
ones.
Yeah.
Then there's the
Yeah.
corn-fed ones from middle of America, and I mean, it's okay, but since you called it, so I honestly I hate to do this because it's giving Patrick a pat on the back, but his fucking team, watch out, and only because their average age, your team's average age, 23.4 years old, okay,
Yeah.
and they're in the playoffs, and guess what, man, I wouldn't want to see them. I
Do you
literally
really
wouldn't
want to
want to
get
see
into
him.
a long? Do you really want to get into a long series with a team that young?
No, hell
mean,
no.
Just they don't know. They're too young to realize they shouldn't be where they're at. They're just
The
they're just-
Thunder, so because I didn't call it out, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they scared the living bejesus out of me because if you are like a team that, let's say your average age is 32, but you got a bunch of stars and you do all these great things, you want to get in a marathon with those guys? Hell no, I don't want to sniff seeing them in the playoffs. They'd run you off the court.
Well, and so this year, honestly, I really think I'm almost sure that they'll get past the Pelicans first round. I mean, they destroyed the Pelicans during the season. They got home court advantage. That helps. I see them beating Pelicans in probably 6. I think it'll be a competitive series, but they'll beat them. I think in probably 6, maybe earlier, depending on how they play. Next series, regardless of who they play, I think is going to be a tough series, regardless of who they play. And I want to say they'll probably get beat because this is really the first year that they've announced their arrival. I mean, they have no playoff experience going forward. So they've got 2 picks in the top 10 of the draft with what they already have right now. I mean, I would say in the next 2 or 3 years, man, look out! This team
Use one, trade one.
I was
Use
going to
one,
say,
trade
do
one.
you see them? Do you see them using both?
No, I don't.
I say use one, trade one.
Yep. I see him. I see him packaging at least one of those and possibly a player from their team. They've got 3 guys on the bench right now that should probably be starting for other teams. They just can't get the minutes in OKC. They're really, really good, man. Anytime Aaron Wiggins comes off the bench, anytime he comes in, he goes 5 for 5 with 3-point range. I mean, he drives to the hoop. He plays good defense. This guy should be a legitimate starter. And I guarantee you, if they send him to another team, watch this guy walk into the starting lineup and average 22. I'm sure of it. But package a guy like that and one of their top 10 picks, that what they need is they need a legitimate power forward that can a great rebounder because that's their weakness.
Okay, but what about going after somebody that, because I think this year, them being in the playoffs, this is going to teach them a lot. And I think it's also going to teach the front office what they need to go deeper, to challenge. I don't think they're going to contend for the title, but
No.
I think they're going to learn a lot. And I think with that kind of picks and the depth of talent, you take 1 or 2 of those guys off the bench in a first rounder and you fucking ship it off whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's
know?
the point. That's the point. Is the options they're going to have are just going to be crazy.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting here listening to us talk about the NBA like we know what the fuck we're talking about. And
This is just
Oh, dude,
it's-
I
it's
call
at the-
and this
it's at-
time of year is the perfect time to catch up on movies and catch up on playing video games because I don't give a fuck about the NBA playoffs. I got to be
Hey,
honest
you
with
watch-
you guys.
you watch the
I'm
NHL?
about to close my eyes if we keep talking about this.
Do you watch the NHL? You started a
sometimes.
little bit. You started.
I
a little
started
bit
watching
following
them
the
last year.
Kraken.
Dude, the Kraken sucked ass this year, though. The Kraken, was got to be the biggest disappointment. But typical Seattle sports, right? Like, it's just the same shit. Young, right? Young, talented. Here they come. And then fucking shit down
Take
their
a
legs
massive
all
shit.
year, dude. Like, because they were like the Cinderella story kind of last year, and
They were.
then fuck, clock struck midnight, bud.
So-
Cinderella, you ain't
So
Cinderella
you're done.
anymore.
You're done.
Yeah,
You know, the thing, the Seattle sports, dude, it's got to have something to do with their colors. The fucking greens and the blues and stuff.
I like the
kinda
Kraken
like-
colors. I gotta be honest with you. I think the Kraken jerseys look good.
I don't know.
You know what
man.
I really don't like is Seattle's on like Friday home games. They do those City Connect jerseys. Seattle's is so bad. The top's fine, but they wear black pants, and they're like the City Connect stuff. It's like the like that royal blue and yellow, like old school.
Oh, the old
Mariners,
school Mariners.
which
Yeah.
looks
Oh,
the
yeah,
jerseys. The jerseys look cool, but then
Dude,
they
I
wear
didn't hate
black
the OG
pants.
Mariners stuff.
No, but no, this isn't. Oh, this isn't a throwback. This is like that City Connect that teams are doing now. Dude, it looks fucking weird. I'm no style
terrible.
guru. I don't know anything about style, but I know that looks weird.
How
Well,
are the
I mean-
have the Mariners have they done any better? Or are they still?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they played the Rockies this weekend.
24-5, 24-5 in the series. Some shit
Yeah.
like that.
Well, did you see? I'm sure you live in Colorado, but like the weather, it was snowing. It was like 20 something degrees in last night's game.
Yeah, it snowed here yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
playing
it was
baseball
snowing.
in it.
Yeah,
The
dude,
fucked
it
up
looked
thing about-
miserable.
Fucked up thing about Colorado, I do know this because I got a bunch of family that live down there too. You can get like, swear to God, have some storm roll through and dump like 4 feet of snow. And then 5 days later, it's 68 degrees and it's gone and it's melted and gone down in the Denver area. Cause they live in, well, used to live in Brighton. Now I think they're outside of Fort Collins, but dude, I'm telling you, it's crazy down there, but you are far enough south that you can get some good weather bump in there too. I mean, summers are great in Colorado.
It won't last. Like it's supposed to be either tomorrow or Tuesday. It's supposed to be almost 80 degrees here.
Isn't that crazy?
After
snowing.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And then, we'll have some nice days and then the thunderstorms will start rolling in and it'll be every afternoon. It's never mind. I'm not going to go any further with that. Anyway.
It's okay. No, but Colorado, I actually loved that state until it got really blue. And I'll leave that there too, but it was fucking terrible. So I used to want to move there, man. I wanted to go to Fort Collins so bad. I loved that town. And now it pretty much got consumed. I mean, Fort Collins used to be about an hour's drive to downtown Denver. Because I had a friend that stayed there and I would drive in for Avalanche games and stuff like that. It used to be about a 55-minute drive on I-25 from Fort Collins into Denver. Fuck. Now it's completely consumed. That entire area has blown up. And I don't know what Colorado Springs is like, but I've been there, but I don't know how vast it is.
Colorado Springs is, I mean, that whole area is, I mean, it used to be a drive from, which still is, from Colorado Springs to Denver, but it's almost all grown in there in between, correct? I mean,
yeah, I mean, it is. It is. It's just there's just so many people here and so many people moving in and stuff. It's crazy.
You come to Cocktails and Curveballs, you might hear some weird shit.
That's exactly right.
People are
wrong
like,
with it.
"Oh, that's
Where the
cool."
fuck did that
Oh,
come
right
from? I know where it came from.
The development of Colorado is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Evidently,
no.
I don't know.
We
I don't
get
even know.
geography and the NBA.
Cool.
No, I think we got the
Oh,
NBA
yeah, this
part
is
out,
going good.
Tyler, which will make you happy. I think we got the
Yes.
NBA part out of there.
Yeah.
Have you guys been watching all the different mocks and stuff for the draft on Thursday, starting on Thursday?
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
I
Dude.
mean, all the I can't wait either, but all the fucking predictions. I mean,
yeah.
now the most recent one I saw that was like, can Penix Jr. and Bo Nix sneak into the first round? Yeah, I
Fuck
fucking
yeah, they
would be
can.
shocked if they didn't. If they didn't be in the first round pick.
so before COVID hit, we were scheduled to go down to Vegas for that
Yeah.
draft.
Damn right we were.
I mean, that's got to be a great time at the draft. It doesn't matter like where you're at in the draft, like what, whether you got front row seats, like none of that. Just being there, I bet you that scene is just electric. I mean, it's got to be that's something that's definitely a bucket list item, right?
How drunk
yeah.
though are you on day 3?
To day three.
On day 3 of the draft. And
I don't
because
know,
you
I'm gonna
see
go-
we all watch the draft, right? Like you can see the people all this they're like, woo, just
Oh.
at a table in the back. You know what I mean? They pan to them, and you're like, okay, I get that.
I
That
almost
does look
feel-
fun.
I almost feel like day 3, I'm going to be in recovery mode because
That's
the first,
what I'm
No,
thinking
day-
too.
Day 3, you're
two,
looking for some snow to keep
Oh.
you through the entire day.
Oh man,
That's
I mean,
what
the
you're
first
doing
2
on day
days,
3.
I mean, first night, I am getting absolutely wrecked. Oh my god!
Oh, dude, what a party!
Oh,
Talking shit
Oh,
to everybody because
yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
likes a different team. All
Yeah,
32 teams are represented.
yeah, and the team
Everybody's wearing their jerseys,
Oh yeah,
chest pumped up.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and just
It would
The
be
guys in
badass.
your
And we
team-
did.
But then
We got
you're gonna run into people and you're like, oh, all right, you're a Dolphins fan, you're still, and everybody's
Yeah.
doing all the.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fun as fuck.
Yeah.
That'd be super fun.
it would
Yeah.
be fun, and
Well,
I'm feeling like day 3 would be would be that day to where I really don't give a shit anymore.
oh,
Right.
Because after
Right.
after day 1 and then right into day 2, because day
Yeah.
2 starts earlier, right? It's not
Oh
private.
yeah.
it's good. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna start earlier, day 2, and same thing that Tyler's talking about. Woohoo! That way, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the shit, man.
Yeah.
And then day 3, I'm thinking, yeah, fuck this. I'm ready to fly home. I've had enough. I'll wait for the notifications on my phone.
Like here's really what I want to know. Like how awful does that first beer taste on day 3? It's got to taste pretty bad, right?
Beer never tastes awful, Patrick.
Are you kidding me? Excuse me. When we were in Colorado Springs after 4 days of going on a
That
bender,
beer was the best ever because I had cracked ribs,
Yeah.
bitch. Okay.
talk about
Not that you
choking-
cared, but
Talk-
it was the best.
Talk about choking that drink, your first drink down, man. Like, oh God, I just want to go to bed. Yeah, that's rough.
And yet, here we are.
Oh yeah, he's still
Here we
drunk.
are.
Here we
I mean,
are.
You gotta still
Day
drunk.
4, choking that motherfucker down.
That's right. I mean, you got to still drunk. It's just the first couple. If you can get past the first couple, then it's like, woo! Oh yeah,
You're back.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah,
gotta
you're
get-
back in a hurry. I actually think we need to get the Lear out and take all of us down to the fucking draft. Not this year, next year. I got so much shit going on with building a house and
we
getting
know
ready for
where-
summer and the whole 9.
Do we know where
I don't
it's
know
at
where next year is. I don't know next year's no. But
And
we
this
got
year is
fucked
where?
because we were going to Vegas, remember?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was going to be Tua getting drafted, and we got fucked by
Oh,
COVID.
and
I
let's
remember
talk
that.
about that a little bit. How fucked was that trying to get your refund from the airline?
Oh
You
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
No,
We never
did.
got a refund from the hotel. We paid for the hotel.
Oh,
We never got a
I
refund.
got a refund. I got a refund from the airline ticket, but fuck, it took me like 6-8 months, something like that.
It's
Oh yeah.
man.
Fucking COVID was a whatever.
So
It-
where's the draft at this year?
I have no
Maybe-
clue. I wish I
Listen,
did.
guys.
I thought
On it.
Listen to us. We
Tyler's
know, we
gonna
know
get it.
everything
I'm on
about
it.
we know everything about the NBA and can't tell you where the fucking draft is this year.
Well, I don't know everything about the NBA. I
regardless.
don't know everything about the
I was
NBA. That's for
thinking
goddamn
Nashville.
sure.
I was thinking Nashville, but maybe I'm off on that. But
No, wasn't that last year, bud? Wasn't that last year?
maybe?
Tyler's like, fuck, I'm Googling it right now.
Yeah,
This is
it's
how
in
we
D.
roll at Cocktails and Curveballs.
It's in D. It's Detroit, Michigan.
Wow.
No shit. Oh,
That's-
that means Eminem gonna be rocking hardcore there. So that I'm cool with that. Fucking
I mean-
Eminem going to all the Lions games and shit. Hell yes.
No
Is it-
offense to anybody out there. I ain't fucking going to Detroit.
I was just
No,
gonna
I'm
say.
not
fuck
going to
that,
Detroit
dude. This
City
time of
game.
year,
No.
the weather here's so shitty all the time. Fuck that. I'm trying to go to Detroit right now. It's kind of starting to get nice here.
I don't know. Detroit's a
No,
rough
if
town,
we're
aren't they?
gonna plan a draft trip,
I
it
feel
needs
like
to be
Detroit's
like a
rough.
Nashville or a Vegas or a fuck. I don't care, Phoenix.
Somewhere,
one.
Arizona.
Oh,
Phoenix
there's
is
yeah,
great.
Phoenix.
You know what? I
Keep it
didn't want
warm.
to come back from Phoenix, man. It was 85, 90 degrees down there. Downtown, I don't know for those of you who don't know, Phoenix has a great downtown, man. Breweries
Oh,
on every
yeah.
corner, taco stands on every corner. There's a little we never did go, but there's a little just walk up. Like it's not you don't go inside, just a walk up taco bar, stools sitting there. They sell margaritas, ready to pour, tacos, burritos, just I mean all everything Mexican, man. Chips and salsa, queso. I mean, it's just there's so many places like that downtown where you just walk up, man. Sit up. There's a little Irish bar we went to. Man, it was the Irish nachos they had. Downtown Phoenix is awesome, man. There's a ton to do down there.
And
By the
yet
park.
we sit in Montana, we sit in Oregon, we sit in Colorado, and we're sitting here talking about how awesome these other places are.
I know.
What the
Have
fuck
you guys?
are
Hey,
Irish
I got one
nachos?
for you. Have you guys ever come in like day 2? Like you got there at a bachelor party or something like a get together, and you get there the day after everybody gets there? Because I have. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Dude,
No.
rolling in day 2 to like a party type thing
Yeah.
is rough. Because then
Well,
you're
it's
trying
rough
to catch
because-
up, right? You're like, oh, I'm a day behind. You
Yeah.
know,
I was just gonna say,
end up
are you
burning
trying
the
to
first-
catch up? Are you trying
Yeah.
to catch up? Because I feel like you get there and everybody's, been got a day up on you, and fuck
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can make some memories too, You're
Yeah.
gonna be,
But
you're
then you go
gonna be
twice as hard and end up
Yeah.
Yeah.
walking on your lips
Well,
in like 3
I was
hours.
thinking about that because that I flew in to a buddy's bachelor party, and it was in like the Phoenix Scottsdale area, but I had to work an extra day, so I flew in on day 2 that night actually. So they were
Yeah.
already on their second night of this party,
Oh, fuck.
and
Yeah, and
I met him.
Here comes Tyler.
I met him at like a gay bar. Is where they were. They just sent me the address. Drag queens.
get out of
Drag
here.
queens. I swear, this is a true story. And
That's not my
One
kind of
guy-
bachelor party, bro.
you know how many free drinks straight guys get at a gay bar?
Yeah. I know.
I don't at
No
all.
idea.
I tell you, it's a lot. There's a lot of real friendly people that are like, "Hey, what are you drinking?"
It's
You're
weird
like,
that
"Oh,
I'm
hey,
just-
they're cool though when you tell them you're straight. You're like, no, I'm not into this. They're like, all right, here's another drink. Talk to me after this one.
But I feel like they can tell though.
Oh, fuck.
I feel like
God
You're
damn.
roofied,
I
dude.
feel like they can tell that
You're getting roofied.
Dude, what do you think a roofie would do to me? Nothing.
It's really funny.
I call that a Tuesday.
It's really funny.
You
that
call
this
that a
is the first your
Tuesday?
dad
A
is hearing
roofie
about
is a
this.
Tuesday, getting roofied. Okay, so we're gonna cut that one because Tyler just said getting roofied is just a Tuesday for him, so that's no big deal. He can handle it. I don't
No,
buy it for a fucking
I was,
second.
yeah, just back to the thing when you know, just talking about Phoenix, I was like, oh, I've been there one time. It was weird.
I'm
To a
yet to
I
go,
still
man.
had my bag. I came straight from the airport to the location they gave me. Walked in, dude. I
And it
still
was
had
a
a
gay bar.
backpack. Yeah. I walked in with my backpack from the airport. I Ubered from the airport there. And I was like,
So this,
oh, I couldn't drop my bags off or nothing.
see, if you were the late guy and it was my party and you were coming to it, I would have sent you to the gay bar just to fuck with you.
Yeah, no, they were
And
all
then-
there. They wasn't
and
to
then
fuck
told
with
you
me. They
later.
were already there.
That's insane. That's
I
insane.
don't know. I
My
feel,
one,
I feel like
my one buddy is huge too. He's like 6'4", 6'5". He's a big dude, and he was just sitting on a table sleeping when I got there.
Oh
Gee.
shit! That
It's all
means
true.
that means they've been hitting it hard. They were hitting it hard
It
for
was
sure.
day 2. Day 2 of his bachelor. It was his bachelor party.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Well, then he's supposed to be passed out a lot, and a lot of bad things are supposed to happen to him when he's passed out. That's just part of
Phoenix does
bachelor
rock.
parties.
Phoenix is a cool area though.
I
It
have
is.
not been there yet. That is on my bucket list. My son lives down there now, and he lives in Old Scottsdale, works in Tempe, and I just haven't been down. With everything I got going on, I haven't been down, but I will for sure. And now the fucking Coyotes are leaving. I was kind of sad about that, but
Oh, yeah.
they're going to be the Utah something or others hockey team. I don't fucking know.
No, but didn't they come up with some names, and like one of them was the
The
Yetis?
Yetis. The Yetis.
Yeah, I thought that'd be
The
pretty cool.
Yetis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here! I didn't even see that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and
No.
then there was one that was the Utah something, but it would have been rivaled with like the Avalanche.
Huh.
God, I don't.
It would've
picture
been
Get
cool.
Utah as
the
mountainous.
thesaurus out for another word for avalanche.
Yeah, something
Hey,
like
pull the
Like Blizzard
thesaurus
or what?
out from under
Yeah, there
your,
you go,
your
Blizzard.
laptop.
Utah Blizzard? That wouldn't be too bad.
yeah.
Did they get snow in Utah?
Oh,
I have
Are
no
you
fucking
kidding
idea.
me?
Tahoe, right? Is that
That's
it? I
in
don't
California.
fucking know.
I worked.
I
I
don't
worked. In,
fucking know.
I worked in Salt Lake
Geography
City.
again, not our strong suit.
I worked.
No,
I
not
worked
even
in
a
Salt
little
Lake
bit.
City. Listen, I worked in Salt Lake City for over a winter, man, and it's insane how much snow they get. They get a ton.
No
of snow.
shit. I
Oh,
never
they
even
get-
thought
class.
about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
World
get-
You know
class
what's-
snow
yeah.
areas.
Yeah. Like
World
some
Okay,
of
so
the
I
best
should-
in the
okay.
world.
So
Yeah.
let me take that. Okay, so now that I'm thinking and my brain is re-engaged and I'm having too many doppelbocks, I did go to Park City, Utah, which
Big
they had the
city.
Winter
Motherfucker
Olympics.
been there.
They had the Winter Olympics there.
Yeah,
And
fuck yeah,
my
they
son
did.
was doing my son was doing travel baseball, and it was the World Triple Crown World Series for travel baseball teams, and that's where this World Series was. And that year, these kids, I love the fact that when we were growing up, we had Little League, right? We didn't have travel baseball teams, we didn't have any of that shit. But he was playing teams from Mexico, and this team came out of the Bitterroot down Lolo area of Montana. And they're playing teams from Cali, they're playing teams from Mexico, they're playing teams from Canada, they're playing teams from Plano, Texas. Some of these kids at age 12, absolutely fucking insane. So yes, I've been to Utah. So I need to take that back a little bit because yes, I can see where Utah would get snow because I've been to Park City.
They get a shit ton.
That's my bad.
Well-
That's my bad.
Well, look at some of these little league stars. This is what's fascinating to me is, a lot of the big league baseball players, they were huge stars when they played in the little league championship series.
Oh, yeah.
So they went on to have successful, even Hall of Fame careers. Mickey Morandini. I mean, there's a lot of these guys that did really well. They got to the majors and were the best players on their respective teams in little league. And so when you watch these little league, little league World Series every year, and you see these kids that are just, the best players on their team, and you can just tell they're better than anybody else they play with. You just know, man, like they're going to get to the majors and they're going to rake. It's fascinating to watch these little kids, and they look like little major leaguers out there. The way they swing, the way they throw, the way they field, everything, man.
Try
fast.
buying them the gear that they
Oh,
are required, dude. It's fucking
You know
ridiculous.
what? I was at a local high school baseball game Friday night, and where
Right
I
on.
live, Oregon State, right, is right here. They're like a perennial top baseball school in the
Big time.
nation. And I didn't realize, I just never really realized, but there's a lot of good baseball where I live. And
Yes.
so I went to this high school game, and multiple people brought up the fact that now the COVID kids that like missed that whole 2020 season and
Oh, yeah.
stuff and
Yeah.
all went to play travel baseball instead of playing
Yep.
with and playing tournaments all the time. Multiple people brought up the fact that now these kids are in high school and they're like the ones that are like dominating. They're like the big names, and they're like, yeah, these are all those COVID travel ball teams.
oh wow.
Apparently,
Well,
yeah,
but-
I never thought of it like that, but
But I will tell you
apparently
though,
all those
watching,
kids now are like lighting it up.
and this was many years ago. Okay, so but when my son Brandon was playing with the Bitterroot Bolts, and we literally went to Park City, Utah for a fucking week for the Triple Crown, the World Triple Crown, right? Which is like it's Little League World Series, but on crack because you guys can pull your players from anywhere. You don't have to live in a certain area or skirt around a reason to get them on that little league team. You go out and you pick your players for a travel team. These travel teams, against what I see in the Little League World Series, it's the winning team on almost every single roster. I mean, some of these kids, there was a kid out of Plano, Texas, and he was 12, he was legit 12 years old, not league age 12. He was throwing moving shit, like fastballs that had a lot of movement, a lot of two seams, okay? 79 miles an hour, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're talking about a 12-year-old,
I could
It was
throw
insane.
79 right now.
I
don't think any of the four of us could
Why
reach
would-
back and
I
throw
can't.
79
No,
but why would we try?
Hey, you guys
just
remember?
to see if you could still do it.
Do you guys remember several years ago, Tyler? You might have been a little bit too young. I know, Jim. I'm almost sure
Tyler
you
is
were.
young.
But that there was a kid, Danny Almonte. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
Danny
yeah,
Almonte,
Danny
yep.
Almonte.
He was
And
14
he-
fucking years old.
He was 28 years old.
Yeah. He was. So that's why. I mean, but he was throwing. There was nobody that could hit him. I mean, he was
Not even
electric.
close.
I mean, guy was throwing
Mhm.
what, mid 80s or something.
Yep,
It's just
yep.
ridiculous. And kids, I mean, striking out 17 guys in a game. I mean, just stupid, man. Almost every guy he faced, he
I
struck
think
him
he
out.
made it into professional baseball.
Did he? I don't.
Somebody
I
could
thought-
fact
I thought
check me
we
on
never
that.
heard-
No, dude, I think he ended up being like a pretty good high school player. I
Huh.
don't know if he got
I thought-
drafted.
wait a
I don't know
second,
if he got
I
drafted
mean-
because that's kind of a
So-
black
so
eye for that.
Yeah, but I thought that was part of it. Was that he was so much older than the kids he was playing with? Was that
He
not-
was. Oh
Okay.
yeah, fuck yeah, he was. That's I
Yeah.
mean, but if you throw a 14 or a 15-year-old that throws 80 plus, that's
Yeah.
still pretty good for his age.
Of
That's
course.
That's
fucking
like
good.
that's like exceptional for his
Well, I thought
age.
he was
So he
older than that,
was
though, Ty.
good.
Wasn't he? I thought he was older than 14 or 15. I thought this kid
I
was
think
like.
I think he was turning 15.
Oh, I thought he was older. Okay.
But you guys got to remember too, he was a lefty.
Yes, and that was huge. And that
Yeah.
shit,
And all up through his career. I mean, if he stayed with pitching anyway, all up to
And
his
that
career,
velocity.
he was
Yeah.
lefty and throwing
Yeah,
that
I
hard.
think he'd play.
gonna
I
do well.
think he made it into. I'm not saying the bigs, but like I think he played
Somebody.
professional baseball.
paid him to play baseball along the way. We hope.
You know, I was.
Someone
Probably
fact
the
check
team-
that.
probably the team that he played for when he was almost 15 years old. I'm sure he
You know,
got a little cash for that.
You know, it's funny you say that, Jim, because a few months ago I was talking to a lady in a bar. And
Uh-oh.
she was talking to.
I
she was telling
hopefully
me
it
that-
was a woman. You shouldn't be
It was-
talking to
it was-
girls.
it was her son. If you let me finish my fucking story, her son was a pitcher for. If I remember right, I think it was like Oregon. Maybe it was Oregon State. And she was talking about how she was thinking he was going to go pro to the majors. And I asked two questions. I said, does he throw 100 or close to it? And she said, no, I think he tops out, like maybe 90. And I said, okay, does he have a wipeout pitch, like a wipeout slider, wipeout curveball, wipeout? She goes, well, he doesn't really have a any of his
No way.
is really great, but he's he's consistent and he's doing pretty well at Oregon. I said, I'm not trying to be
I froze
mean.
up
and I hope
again.
No, I think
No,
Pat
we're good.
froze up.
Yeah.
hope he does I hope to the majors throwing 100 miles an hour nowadays, especially as you throw 100 or you have a wipeout pitch, and if you don't, I feel like you're not making it to the majors. I mean, it's just, you have kids now. Everybody's throwing 100 miles an hour in the majors now. It's just stupid.
Nope.
I know. I got like a whole thing like internet unstable. Everybody was freezing. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Me too.
The
But anyways,
government is
I just-
coming for us. The government is coming for us, boys. That's what's
I
happening.
just
They're
feel
pissed
like-
off at what we're doing.
I just feel like kids nowadays, young kids coming into the majors, man. You make it to the majors, you gotta especially out of the bullpen, you got to have either a super dominant pitch or you got to throw really, really hard.
I'm just look at how long it takes these guys to get there.
Right.
You know,
Right. Oh,
and
fuck.
number one overall picks and top 5, top 10, who cares? First rounders. If you're a first round draft pick in the major leagues, it still seems like it's taken you 3-4 years to get to the majors.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and so
And you would consider that a success, probably.
Oh,
absolutely,
absolutely.
Because
absolutely.
minors,
100%.
if you're in the minor leagues, you don't make shit. Am I right? I mean, I guess if you're a first round pick, you know, there's maybe $1 million signing bonus, but for the most part, you play in the minors, you're not making a lot of money.
You should be
No.
better off in the NIL. You're not making dick, man. You're just not.
Has anybody been following how Jackson Holiday's doing?
I have not.
I know he hit the other night. He hit his first
Yeah.
home run.
Did he?
And
Wow.
that was last Thursday or something like that.
I mean, typical 5-tool player. Everybody says this kid's going to be a ton. So I hope he does well.
That kid's a unit. His face, though, he looks so young.
He does. He looks like a baby.
He looks
like a
his
baby face.
Yeah, dude, his
Yeah.
face is like
Yeah.
he looks like a young kid because he
So,
is. He
what
is.
is-
Don't get me wrong, but
What is he playing? Is he playing short?
I thought second. Was he?
I was
thought
going to
he
say because Gunnar Henderson is there.
I thought
does he not
played
play
second.
third?
Who's that?
Henderson?
I thought Gunnar Henderson was their shortstop last year. Maybe he did get moved.
I'll dig into this.
Yes. We got, you know what? Why do we give all of our crew, the people that do all of our stuff for us, the day off on Sunday, and yet we record on Sunday? I feel like we need to
I
change
agree.
that.
Can
I'll
It's
say-
somebody?
like all our fact checkers are like just sitting at home doing nothing right now. And
Hey,
goddamn,
Lee,
what are
can
we
you-
paying them for?
Lee, can I have you get a hold of Bridget after the show, please? I'd appreciate
I
it.
will call her, yes, and be like, listen, okay, so we're going to need you to come in on Sundays. And yes, it's going to be double time, but whatever. I don't even care because
both-
this is
both
when we
y'all-
choose
I
to
think-
do it.
I think both of y'all need to submit yourself for drug testing because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Bridget,
just-
man, she's
Let's just
in the
let's-
production
first of all-
department for cocktails
First
and
of all,
curveballs.
I told you that in confidence, and also I have a CDL. So can you put the brakes on the old, illegal substance? That'd be great. Thank you.
What'd you find out, Tyler? Are you still
Um,
researching, or are you just
yes.
you're
I'm
just looking
looking
down?
into
That's
it.
okay.
Jackson
I got
Holiday's
faith in
in
you.
037. I got to that.
Outstanding.
What?
No. Not 037, is he? Wow.
That's what it said. Yeah, he's playing
That's
second.
okay.
Yeah, Gunnar Henderson's playing shortstop.
There you go.
Yeah, but I
Just
mean, he's
saying.
only had like 8 at bats. They just called him up the other day. So
Yeah, but can we
Oh,
give
yeah, I don't know.
can we give the Majestic Line some fucking credit because he just called that and he goes, what about Gunnar Henderson?
Yeah.
See? I
Fucking
mean,
kid was
motherfucker,
so
he
good
knows his
last
shit.
year.
Baltimore,
so good
Baltimore's
last year.
got a lot of talent, man. Those 5 and 6 years of drafting in the top 5, it looks like it's finally starting to pay off.
Oh, it's paying off. It's paying off. Baltimore is sick.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then when they get Corbin Burns, are you fucking kidding me?
yeah, that's what happens when you spend like 17
See, I
years.
go to Corbin Burnson, who played a very prominent role in the movie Major League. If you've ever seen that. You said Corbin Burnson, like Corbin Burnson?
Yeah,
Major League. Come on.
Apparently 16, the last 16 years of drafting in the top 3 is paying off. So good for them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, so is anybody else beside myself watching that new series Fallout? Anybody? Bueller?
I haven't
Bueller?
seen it. What is it? What is it? I haven't seen it.
So, I don't mean to be the nerd here because, but have you heard
Well,
of
wait a minute. So no, you can be the nerd also because you're also the girl drinker, girly drink,
Okay,
drink,
but that's,
drinker.
that's a
I
that's a
mean,
distortion of the truth. That's a
dude, you are a
Yeah,
man that wears many hats, Patrick.
That's-
You're
I
a man
feel
that
like
wears
that's
many
a
hats.
distortion of the truth. Anyways, so Fallout. Has anybody played Fallout the game? The video
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Okay. So this is
No,
100%
also.
taken from the video game. And it's, I didn't know that. I thought it was just a series about, like post-nuclear war, which it kind of is, but it's taken after the Fallout the game. And so I just recently I found that out and I started watching it. It's a fucking awesome series, man. I mean, even if you guys don't know the game, dude, it's a great series. The guy that plays this guy that plays that gay guy in Django. You know that gay guy in Django, the one that cockadoodle doo, that guy? Okay. So that guy plays. I'm just saying, that's the guy that's in it, man.
You can describe people as gay. That is it.
Yes,
okay.
you can.
You
Yes,
can call
okay.
people
What do
gay.
you call it? Okay, homosexual. Am I supposed to say homosexual?
I think no, dude. I think gay's back. Honestly, I think it's okay.
I do too.
I think
And I
it's back
actually
to
love
being
that
okay to
this.
say.
I actually
I mean,
love that this
he
podcast
did-
has.
wait a second.
We have. Wait, Patrick. We have run out of fucks to give. Okay. So
Hey, listen.
I don't
love
even
the
think it's
fact-
that.
Hey,
I
but
just
in
think
my
it's
defense,
okay.
I
I
don't
think
care.
it's generally
In my
accepted to
defense,
say gay.
he did play a gay guy
Okay,
in Django.
perfect.
He was a gay cowboy.
Yeah,
and I
dude,
don't-
call it like you see it. Was he
I haven't
black? What
seen
color
that
was his
movie
skin?
in a long time.
I mean, do you? I don't give a shit what you are, right? But he was gay, and so that guy is in Fallout. He plays the ghoul, one of the main characters. It's a great series, man. And it's
Okay, so where could we find this series if we actually wanted to watch
Prime.
it?
Amazon Prime.
Okay, so I'm gonna need your Prime account then.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Sounds gay to me.
It does sound a little gay.
Well, it's
I'm
not
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's-
I'm just
like
kidding.
me. So I started watching it, like really thinking this is probably going to be gay. But I started watching it.
Okay, now the way you're saying it isn't how you're saying it inappropriately.
Yeah, now it's not
Oh,
okay.
Okay, it was okay. It was okay. I said it's okay to say
Oh,
gay.
shit.
I'm
No,
sorry. I'm sorry. I probably said it.
you don't have to
inappropriately.
celebrate it.
Okay, listen. Earmuffs. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You're
Okay, but I went into it thinking, okay, I'll check it out. But dude, after the first show, I was hooked, man. I'm like, damn this. I mean, and it's like a Quentin Tarantino series, dude. There's people are getting holes shot in them. People are getting their heads blown off. I'm just like, all right, I'll watch another one. I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, check it
But
out.
isn't
man.
it that actually might be worth watching? But isn't it kind of bullshit? Like now, everything is so goddamn PC that you can't.
It's 100% bullshit.
But
Yeah.
but the thing is it's like why can't you? It doesn't have to be everything politically correct for the world. I mean, back in the 80s, 90s, because Gen X rules. I'm sorry, but us Gen
We do.
Xers, we kick
Absolutely.
ass.
Absolutely.
The reality of that is you go watch the movie Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood, okay? Military movie. They have this big mission and they go into goddamn, what was the country? Anyway, they go in for this mission, right? There happens to be it looks like an abandoned schoolhouse, and this is why the 80s were what they were. There's been blood and guts and cussing and shooting and doing. And then these guys, they're full decked out, man. Like they're stealth mode. They're like going to go whoop some ass. They walk into this, looks like an empty like schoolhouse. And for some reason, there is a blonde naked in the shower, standing wide open in the middle of this completely abandoned fucking building. You can't do that shit anymore, man. You can't remake those movies. Hollywood's dead, in my opinion. They don't come up with anything new. The last new thing that I saw come out of Hollywood was Avatar. Not that we're getting into that because we're cocktails and
Can we
curveballs,
just-
but
Can we just take a moment and all collectively realize that when we were kids, young teenagers growing up in our respective towns, we called our friends gay and it had nothing to do with their sexuality.
I'd like to
Yeah.
say that I would prefer if you don't lump me in with you guys. Said
well,
all.
let's no, but we want your
And-
side. We want
And
your
also,
side. of
I
What
just
you
want
did.
to say, I just want to end it
Oh, we
on
say
one
gay.
last note.
I still
okay?
say gay. I gotta be honest
I
with you.
just wanna-
They didn't
listen.
die. I said gay growing up. I say
Hey.
gay still. I know gay people.
I just want to end it on this note.
I as
Okay.
well.
If we're not allowed to say gay, like how else are you going to describe a fanny pack? Because it's kind of
How
gay.
else are you gonna describe
It's
all the
kinda
shit
gay.
that you drink? I gotta be honest with you, buddy. I've been not saying it for a while, but I gotta be
Boom.
perfectly honest with you. Put your pinky to the sky, homie. That is
Hey, listen,
and I'm not
explain to
even talking
me.
about anybody's sexual
wait,
orientation.
wait.
Most of that shit is gay.
Patrick,
A
some of the
jalapeno?
shit that you've been blending up is not okay, brother.
Okay, so a
Jim
jalapeno.
called it out
He
before.
just looked right
We
at the
had-
camera and said, "Is jalapeno
We had
gay?"
we had an episode where we called out what we wouldn't be caught dead drinking, and you have recreated that into your own likeness
Hey.
for all kinds of crazy shit.
But I just drank like 7 of what you guys are drinking. 7.
Dude, I just killed a growler of Doppelbock
There's
over
yeah,
no
this is-
way.
this is 80 proof.
I just drank
80
5 Busch
proof.
Lights. There's no way you drank 35 Busch Lights during this podcast.
No.
No.
Drink 7 times. There's and no way.
Okay. Well, I know that my jalapeno margarita has 80 proof in it. That's what I know. So
Yeah, and you have a half a shot in there mixed up with a bunch of
a
sweet
half
shit.
a shot. You know what? First of all,
Oh,
I've
wait,
never put a
there
half a
we
shot
go.
in anything.
Isn't this where we go? We don't use shot glasses. We fill with our heart.
That's
Are we
right. That's
going
where you
with
just
that?
pump half the fucking bottle in. Yeah. Half a shot. I've never put a half a shot in anything, ever.
Well, so far as we know, I mean, there's no
Well,
proof, but
Okay. Smarty Pants, you drank with me. You tell me when I've ever had anything with half a fucking shot.
I have seen that dude completely shithouse, can't even speak, still fully keep drinking. Amount of alcohol, right?
It's in his blood.
You get to that level where you know you're like, okay, I'm getting shitty.
It's
This
not his.
motherfucker
Hey,
could be
you know
leaning
what?
in the
It's not
corner
his
of the
fault.
bar.
Some of
It
this
just
stuff.
looks
Some
like
of
he's
this is
passed out, right?
hereditary.
Hey Pat,
be
you want a
honest.
shot? Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
this-
how he does it. I have no clue, but he does. But I still need you to not drink the foo drinks. That would be
And
cool.
just on that note, Tyler, you saying that word and in the context,
Hereditary?
that's no. The
Oh.
the gay. And the
Oh.
context you're using it in is probably a product of your shitty upbringing.
I don't think it was that shitty. It was fine.
Yeah,
I would say it's fine. I would say it was fine. I wouldn't say it was
Despite-
awesome. I'd say not bad though. Fine.
Despite all that, I've thoroughly enjoyed my drink today. So, cheers.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
There's
that's
going to
awesome.
be
My curtain
some.
call goes out to Patrick Porter. for
Yes,
him
you'll get a
donating to this thing today.
participation award. You're going to get a participation award for being on Cocktails and Curveballs.
Yes, sir. I even
Fuck,
did a
dude,
fist
that'd
bump.
be the best award this fucking podcast has ever got.
Oh, just wait for it.
This fucking podcast has ever got.
Exactly right. We should get to some curtain calls though, for
Yes,
sure.
let's say some curtain calls, huh?
I think Tyler's got one. I'm pretty sure he's got that look.
I was hoping I wasn't gonna go first.
I'll go first.
I
I'll go
was
first.
thinking about shouting. I didn't realize Jackson Holiday was hitting 037. But I saw the interview where his minor league coach was telling him that he was going to get to go to the bigs, and it's so long and drawn out. Jackson Holiday's sitting there and he's like, he's like supposed to be candid, right? Like
Got
he
it.
didn't know.
Yeah, got it.
Dude, and it's like it's long and drawn out and about his dad. And do you talk to your dad much? Well, the next dude, it's so Jackson Holiday's like, yeah, you're super nice kid, right? He's like, yes, sir. He's like, if motherfucker knows he's going to the bigs, and
being respectful.
and the coach isn't an actor, right? I'm sure they were like, hey, we need you to say this and this and this. We're gonna try and get this video of Jackson Holiday, and it was so long and drawn out, and Jackson Holiday knew. God damn, he knew. You're listening to it and you're like, I don't have to know anything about anything, but whoever's talking is giving him is a big deal.
Yeah, scripted.
I thought
the motherfucker knew.
Yeah. But
knew.
shout out to him, dude. He's a fucking kid. That'd be super hard to be the son of Matt Holiday. And
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
and you know what I mean? Like that would be real tough to live up to. I hope he does well. He seems like a
Everybody-
super nice kid.
Like baseball analysts that have forgotten more about baseball than I'll ever know. have publicly come out and said, this kid is going to be a beast. Like
Yeah.
he possesses
Oh,
And
every
he just looks
skill
like
you
a
can-
baseball player. He just
Yeah.
hey, that's all he's ever known though, right? Like
Right.
he's done it since the time he popped out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Pretty much.
there's been a ball and a bat, and your dad.
He popped
Matt
out with a
Holliday,
mitt and a
Matt
bat.
Holliday was wasn't a Hall of Famer. Hall of
Close.
pretty good. Hall of
Yeah,
pretty
Very
good.
close.
Yeah.
Very close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one really quick. I really appreciate Tyler pulling that one out because
You're
that was
welcome.
really good. Mine is super simple. So as much as everybody knows, well, no, the 9 people that watch know. New York Mets fan, they all of a sudden, for some fucking reason, they started off the season 0-5. And then they were like,
Crazy.
well, I feel like we should probably win. They have won 12 of the last 15.
Wow. that's
And
good.
and this is we're not talking the worst of the worst. We're talking against the Braves. We're talking about teams that are legit. And I'm like, okay, well, wait. This is where it's like that girlfriend on prom night. You know, you get the tease, right? Like, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. They do it every year. Just still waiting for the inevitable crash. So my curtain call is to my New York Mets for figuring out how to win again, for at least for a moment. I don't expect it to last, but thank you for the little bit that I got. So cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm going to give it up to Whitey Herzog.
That's a good one.
Wow.
He passed away the other day. Long time
Yes,
Cardinal
yes.
manager. Everybody who watched the show knows I'm a lifelong St. Louis Cardinals fan. They're absolutely dumpster fire and will continue to be, and that's for another day. But Whitey Herzog, had a illustrious career. It's a sad day in St. Louis Cardinals fans nation to see him pass. So my curtain call goes to him and his family. Cheers.
I'll cheers that all day long.
Yeah.
Yep. So my curtain call goes out to all these young men that are getting ready for Thursday, most of them Friday
yes,
and Saturday. Can't imagine what's going through their heads right now.
Oof.
You know, there's probably a handful of them that already know where they're going. They've already visited their teams and this and that. But could you imagine being that middle to end of first rounder, your second rounders and stuff, where you're 4 days away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, are you sleeping? I don't know.
Oh man.
It just so my curtain call goes out to those guys. Let's take away not take away because God damn it, they earned it. But the Caleb Williams, the Jaden Daniels, the Drake Mays, the guys that pretty much are going to know where they're going to go. And for me, it's the guys that, are borderline first round, second round, and where their heads have got to be right now and shit. So yeah, keep up your heads, and you keep your heads up and
Dude, so we
wish for the
all
best.
admit we are all gonna watch the draft, right? Because day
Yeah.
2 is my favorite. Day 2 is my favorite. I don't know about you guys. I mean, day 1, a lot of it you already know. I mean, not everything, but a lot, Day 2 is where it gets crazy. I
Yeah.
love second round, but I love that curtain call, Jimmy. Good for you, man.
Yeah.
That being said,
cheers,
Tyler sitting back.
young man.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Come on,
guys.
young blood. Cheers to